I'd like to call this meeting to order of the International Falls City Council. This is a special meeting. Time is 5:30 p.m. on Monday, July 28th. Please join us as we recite the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It can be noted that all members of the council are present this evening. For new business this evening, we will continue our council discussion on the ambulance service. The first item, we had agreed at the last meeting to produce a letter to send to the county board formally requesting discussion on a potential ambulance taxing district. Is that something that is in the works?
Yes, Mayor, if I may.
Please, thank you.
We did discuss that. Adam drafted one, but then after our discussions, we didn't put it in the packet as you were in committee of the whole. We talked about the two members of the committee, and since we've done this in the past, and it hasn't been that long ago, is it something that you want to just, formally approve the two members of the committee and authorize you two to communicate with them? Or who would you like the letter to come from? If we do, which way you want to go. I think it was kind of noted at the meeting in Birchdale that, they're up for just meeting. A formal letter isn't necessarily needed, but, it's the wish of the council which way you would like us to proceed.
Thank you. So the formal letter, request came to me from a county board member that they would like it for their file.
Okay.
So my recommendation, if the council would be to motion for a formal letter to be written explaining the basics of the situation, our desire for the taxing district, and some of the things that we've also proposed as a council with the potential change in service if we're unable to find options.
I'll make that motion.
A motion by Councilor Holden.
Second.
Second by Councilor Wagner. Discussion is open at this time.
This isn't just going to go to the county then. This is going to go to the city, Rainier, St. Louis County, everybody that's involved in the district, correct? Okay.
Correct. And Councilor, are you amendable to that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. There has been, I received a call from Paul McDonald, the former St. Louis County Commissioner currently. They're very interested for the parcels that are in our PSA that we serve in St. Louis. Chief Manassa just had brought to my office a few minutes ago the number of parcels that were in that district, I'm guessing when that discussion was going on 3-4 years ago. So
He was a part of it then too, yeah.
I just, a formal letter is a good way to go, to know that it gets there, they acknowledge it, and, even though we like to be kind of informal at times doing stuff, but I think this is one of those that probably calls for that.
Especially when it was requested, so, I think it's a good idea to do it. Yeah.
Yep. Question?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
I'll vote yes. Motion is approved unanimously. Thank you.
So Mayor, if I may, and Adam and I will finish that letter. It's basically done. We'll get it prepared for your signature. You can proof it, and then we can forward it from there.
Yes, please.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep. I have some other points, but the floor is open if there's other discussion topics that the council would like to bring forward.
Do we need a motion for your committee, basically? For you and Mike?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll make that.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Counselor Kaler first, Counselor Wagner second.
Yep.
To formally form ambulance steering committee or reassign it to Counselor Holden and I. Is there any discussion? Seeing no further discussion, question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes. The committee is approved unanimously, 5-0. Thank you. In regard to the original meeting in which we had, which going back to basic life support service, if a solution was not reached, Chief Manassa, I would wonder if it wouldn't be a good idea for us to reach out to, would it be EMSRB or the new Office of Emergency Management, letting them know that that could be something that could happen.
We can do that.
Just out of courtesy, and as to what they may say, I don't know. So, sorry, please continue.
What do you want them to be told?
With our part-time ALS license that we currently have, would that license need to be changed whether we were providing BLS only, or contrarily, the certificate that we used to have, which was full-time ALS, or what is the proper term for that?
We carry two licenses, so we do carry a BLS license and a part-time ALS license. So to clarify your request, are you asking about dropping the part-time ALS license?
I would, yeah, that's why I'm asking, is that if we were put in a situation where we went to BLS only, is that something we need to let them know about? Quite frankly, will they allow it? Is that a letter that you would like to draft, or Administrator Bergstrom? We would need to make a motion, but
Doesn't matter.
okay. I would ask for a motion, if the council will support it, for a letter to the appropriate agency coming from me for that purpose.
I'll move.
I have a motion by Councilor Kaler,
Second?
second by Councilor Wagner. Discussion is back open at this time.
I'm a little confused on what that letter would say. I mean, couldn't we just send them the same letter that we're sending to the other agencies to let them know what we're doing, and those options will be on there at that time, correct?
I think that we won't send the letter until it's proofed.
Yeah.
I have been alerted to a situation where a service tried to go back to BLS, and they were not allowed to do that. Now, I don't totally understand that. I heard that from a legislator, so I'm taking it seriously, and
Okay.
I think that the idea of it is to be transparent with what could possibly end up being our intentions. Does that make sense, Counselor?
I understand, thank you.
Do you have any questions, Chief Manassa or Administrator Bergstrom?
I think a letter's appropriate, but is it something that maybe just the chief could reach out to the Office of EMS and explain to them our situation and get a response from them that we could bring back? But that's the same as, you know, an official letter from you requesting a response on if we do this, what is the outcome? What would be the outcome, or what are our options?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
hope that we continue with an official letter, given the current gravity of the situation.
Yep.
Question?
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes. That letter is approved unanimously. Thank you. Floor is open for general discussion. I have one other question if there's no further business, and that would be for the next regularly scheduled city council meeting. Basically a plan in how we are going to purchase the 3 ambulances that we have on order, where the source and use of those funds would come from. It would be clear that it's not a loaded question. We could borrow money, we could raise taxes, we may have some money that we can put towards them.
Well, they're definitely needed,
Yeah.
so we got some options, and whether it's using some of our money or whatever, but it needs to be done. What does it take, 2 or 3 years for each one? I don't know how, Fire Chief Manassa, how fast we have to have the money to them, or even Betty, how fast we have to have the money to them, but,
I don't think you'll see the first 2 till 26.
Yeah.
okay. So Betty, is that something we don't have to come up with the money tomorrow or
Payment is due upon delivery.
upon delivery?
Yep.
But I would think would be, well, I'm sorry, Betty.
Go ahead.
I think it's going to be okay to have a plan, and we might already have one. Adam, you might have explained it to me, but I'm sorry, it was a while ago, and I may not remember everything. But if I remember, didn't we put some of the special funds we got aside for that?
Yeah, so we had $256,000 public safety money, $125,000 from the county.
Yeah.
We budgeted 200,
Yeah.
and then we budgeted again for the third one. So we had a plan laid out that was
Yeah.
approved by council.
Okay.
Right, and my concern is, again, this is general discussion, is that if we have, in that situation, and the way that we have typically carried the debt, that if the money comes from outside the ambulance fund, then it gets booked back as a loan. So which on the fund balance worksheet that we're seeing monthly, that's the way that it's kept, so that's my concern. It doesn't mean that I'm suggesting to council, or they're suggesting to me, that we don't get them or we get them. But it's a big ticket item, and that's why we're here. We want to help, so. Is there any other business for council? Seeing no further business, we do have the opportunity for open forum from anyone in attendance this evening that would like to speak. Please. Former Councilor Eklund.
I'm Paul Eklund. I live at 703 16th Street East. I've been losing a lot of sleep. I was on the council when we initiated the ALS. And considering the past failures of negotiations for a taxing district, I'd like to see the council take a different tactic in negotiations. I would like to see the council go as a quorum, so open meeting law applies, so people can hear what's going on, so people can understand what the negotiations are like, so the press can be there, so we can be informed. Now, I don't know what the county's going to do to inform their constituents. We have very few people here at this meeting that are going to be informed. I mean, how are we going to get the word out? I think also you guys need all the help you can get. And I think with the public behind you, with the public at those meetings, I think you have a better chance to get a taxing district. And that's what I've got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Tyler Weir, 1201 Second Avenue East. Just a question with the 3 new ambulances that we're planning on getting. Couldn't we just repair and replace parts on the old ones that we currently have? From my understanding, all 4 ambulances that we have are a V10 gas model. Looking at, like, if you want to replace, you can do air ride suspension, it's $5,000. Ford long box, 6.8 V10, that's $8,000. Ford transmission, $7,000. Bushings front end and rear end, about $10,000 to $20,000, depending on if you need a complete rebuild or not. So about anywhere between $30,000 to $40,000 per ambulance. So $120,000 to $160,000 for all 4 ambulances, if you want to replace that. And then could probably save on labor costs if city mechanic's able to do it. I don't know if that's an option instead of buying brand new ones. I don't know. That's kind of my take on it. Instead of buying 3 brand new ones, why can't we just put brand new equipment in the new ones? Has that been thought about before, or is that something that's not possible?
I think that the reason we're here is to talk about these things, and that's why we've been holding the weekly meetings now. The question about the purchase of the new ambulances and the question that we asked for an update on is one of those reasons, and what's feasible and what isn't.
I think it's just a better option instead of spending $294,000 for one and then $599,000 for the 2 other ones.
I know that Chief Manassa has updated the council on the current state of our ambulances. The other thing that is right now with 4 paramedics, as far as I know, we're not doing as many transfers as we used to do, which theoretically would mean we're not putting as many miles on the ambulances. But that's something that I think you're going to see us monitor.
Okay. All right, that's all I had for now.
Thank you.
Yep.
I would like to add that reaching out with a quorum-like setting, whether it be at Bacchus, I'm going to make the assumption that a meeting like that would be incredibly well attended. Is that something of, excuse me, interest to, please, Councilor Wagner?
Just for former Counselor Ackland, I don't know if he's still here or not. So we've done this. We've been down this road. Okay, we went that way. We tried to get it in the public. We tried to get people behind it. You had a Bacchus forum with a bunch of people. They polled them. They all wanted a taxing district. There was 2 years of open meetings with press, the TV, the whole works. Change nothing. So I just want to say we're trying a different tactic this time with just 2 counselors trying to get it moving forward, and then maybe as it moves forward, we can do something different. But we've done that angle, and it hasn't helped. I haven't seen people at county board meetings asking for a taxing district. Have you? No. So I don't know what else we can do. So we're going to try this tactic and see if it works. Smaller group, easier negotiations, nothing is final there. They have to bring it back to us, they have to bring it back to the county, and then we go forward, and that's why the mayor's having these meetings, so that we can keep you informed if anything's happening with that, and any other ideas we come up with.
I would like to add on that topic that I think I'm cautiously optimistic, but there does seem to be a level of support in feedback for the district from our counterparts at the county, which is a good thing. I think it's also important that as a council, I don't want to be misleading that if there's a taxing district formed, our taxes go up too. We're in the district.
That's right.
So everything costs money. The public support is there for the service. I know, I would guess that every counselor, just these meetings aren't fun, but we want a solution, and that's what we were elected to pursue. This is a problem going on across the state. It is, in speaking with now a couple different private companies, they have alluded to that even providing, like we used to have the old BLS ambulance service, that those are, they're finding, at least with capital purchases, that they're not able to be profitable. We have a level above that. So is there any other business at this time? Councilor Wagner?
I would ask if Chief Manassa would like to let us know about refurbishing ambulances. Have we looked into that already? I think you have, haven't you?
We did a few years ago, so this was prior to COVID, but when ambulance purchases were about $165,000 per ambulance, a refurb was $120,000. So there was a savings, but it wasn't astronomical by any means. That was not touching the box, that was a, they have a term for it, and I can't remember what it is, a quick swap or something like that, where they literally lift the box off, unplug all the wires, drive the chassis out, back the new chassis in, put it down, and plug everything back in. You can do a more in-depth swap where they refurb the cabinets, the wiring, touch up any paint, bodywork, stuff like that, which was higher yet. So the quick swap or whatever it was, the low-grade one was the price I gave you. So at that time, I have not looked into that in the last year or so, but it wasn't a very fiscally, it didn't make a lot of sense at that time.
Thank you.
Is that something to consider revisiting, even if it's brief?
We can look into that. I can research it and bring it back. I will caution you, it's not just the chassis, meaning the 450 chassis that has issues. I mean, the box has issues too. So our oldest ambulance right now, the screen is, one of the 3 screens in it is going bad, and it's $5,000 to replace it. If we want to replace it, and then that would be across the 3 screens because it would be an updated version. So it's $15,000 there to just make it work. We can do everything Mr. Weir talked about. We can replace engines, we can replace transmissions, we can replace rear ends. We've done it. How many do you want to do?
I was going to mention, it's very few payment claims that there isn't one of the units somewhere in the shop getting something done. Some of them are getting replaced, you put enough parts and you got a new chassis, right? Whatever, so. And that's part of the problem. I'm out for looking into it. We got to keep in mind too that the area we covered, and it's all fun and games until you got your refurbished one that breaks down on the way to a call. That's not saying the new one could break down either, but that's a whole different animal, right? For a single, why don't we just get a new one? And then unless it's you don't really think about that.
Chief, could you follow up on that out of courtesy?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is there any other business to come before the council this evening?
I'm Helen Tweet, 3001 County Road 2 North. I was at that county board meeting in Birchdale last week, and I have to say I came out of there the most encouraged I have been through this whole deal. There wasn't one person that voiced a negative opinion about a taxing district for them out there. They realize how important it is for them to have an ambulance come when they call it. The county board was quite enthusiastic. The one thing that I was a bit dismayed about was not seeing anyone from the city council at that meeting when the ambulance discussion was on their agenda. It might have been helpful. Also, they mentioned Minnesota becoming an EMS essential, making EMS work essential in Minnesota. There are only 11 states in the United States that term it essential. How do we go about making Minnesota one of those states? Then we'd have some state level funding. And, we are really rural. We're at the end of the road here. I can't imagine how it couldn't be helpful to be an essential EMS state. But yeah, I think I was at that meeting in November where it was glaringly obvious that the county board should have been there, not just the city council. St. Louis County should have been represented there. Rainier should have been. So I think it would be beneficial to revisit a great big old meeting of everyone that's going to be involved at Bacchus. Get it publicized, get people out there, because this is really bad. And the city should not have to keep losing money. It's ridiculous. So I'm ready to have an assessment, whatever it is, put it on my taxes. But it has to be done by July 1st of next year to get it on the 2027 taxes. Yep. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Sure. Otherwise, then we're 2 years down the road. I mean, we're already going to be, basically. Yeah. I'll stop talking.
I want to thank you for coming up here and being so positive.
Well, I was sure encouraged at that county board meeting, and I thank them all for what they discussed, because they want to see a solution to this.
Yeah. And I believe that too.
We're one team, one fight, right? Let's work together on all these issues, because we're at the end of the road.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yep. At this time, I will end the audience open forum, and with another meeting coming up, is there any other business to come before the council? This meeting is adjourned.